A mysterious crate, a warning label, and strict orders that say do not open until February 28, 26. Why would WWE ship something so secretive to WWE Raw only for it to be immediately sent away? And what could be inside that's so dangerous even management doesn't want responsibility? Tonight, we investigate the most suspicious delivery in Raw history. Welcome back to Suplex Saga, where we break down the biggest WWE moments, backstage mysteries, and hidden clues you might have missed. If you love smart wrestling analysis and original storytelling, hit that like button and let's dive in. Backstage on Raw, the camera catches something unusual. Not a superstar brawl, not a contract signing, not chaos. Instead, we see Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, calmly walking through the hallway with his assistant. Everything feels routine until they stop right in front of massive industrial crate, steel-plated locked tight, forklift marks on the bottom, and stamped across it in bold red letters. Delivered to WWE. Do not open until February 28, 26. Immediately the tone changes. Pearce doesn't look curious. He looks annoyed, almost like he already knows this is trouble. He reads the label twice, sighs, and turns to his assistant Eli. Without hesitation, he says, "Load it back on the truck, send it to SmackDown, let Nick deal with it." And just like that, no inspection, no questions. He passes the problem off, which raises the big question. If it's harmless, why not open it? And if it's important, why give it away? Let's break this down. First, the date. February 28, 2026. That's not random that in WWE storytelling. Dates usually signal debuts, returns, or major reveals. Think surprise signings, think shock comebacks, think game-changing arrivals. That a sealed crate screams one thing. Something or someone is inside, and Pearce clearly doesn't want responsibility. That tells us two possibilities. Either this is above his pay grade, or it's dangerous enough to wreck Raw's entire power balance. Now, here's where it gets interesting, that he specifically sends it to WWE SmackDown. Not NXT, not storage, not corporate, SmackDown, which means one man now has to deal with it. Nick Aldis, and if you've watched all this lately, you know he runs a tight ship. Strict rules, no nonsense, total control. Oh, imagine this. A mysterious crate shows up on a show with zero explanation and orders not to open it. That's the perfect recipe for tension, because all this isn't the type to just accept it quietly. That he's going to investigate, and that's where the speculation explodes. Could it be a returning superstar being kept secret? The suspended wrestler reinstated, a new enforcer signed to SmackDown, or something storyline driven like a contract, title, or even a faction reveal? WWE loves long-term teases, and visually nothing creates suspense better than a locked container sitting ringside week after week. Picture this. For weeks, the crate just sits there backstage. Cameras keep cutting to it, superstars whisper about its security guards stand around it. Nobody touches it. The mystery grows. Then finally, February 28, Todd SmackDown. The show goes dark, spotlight hits the crate, the locks snap open, and boom, instant chaos. That cinematic wrestling storytelling at its best. But let's also consider the political angle. Pearce sending it away feels strategic. Raw and SmackDown constantly compete for star power. What if this isn't fear? What if it's manipulation? What if Pearce knows something Aldis doesn't? Maybe the crate isn't a gift, maybe it's a problem, something that could disrupt SmackDown's locker room chemistry, at a ticking time bomb disguised as a delivery. Classic power play, and that adds layers to the Raw versus SmackDown rivalry. Either way, one thing's clear. This wasn't a throwaway backstage segment. That WWE doesn't frame props this dramatically unless they matter. The lighting, the camera focused on Pearce's reaction. Everything screams future payoff, so keep your eyes open. Because when that date hits, something big is coming, and when it happens, we'll be here breaking it down first. What do you think is inside the crate? A debut, a return, or total chaos? Contracts change careers. 0.1 signature can create a superstar or start a war. And tonight, backstage on WWE Raw, a simple piece of paper might have just set up one of the most dangerous collisions we've seen all year. Because when Adam Pearce offers you a better deal and Rusev is staring you down sands later, that's not business. That's a warning, where we break down the stories, the power plays, and the real meaning behind every moment inside the squared circle. Let's dive in. Backstage segments in WWE aren't just filler anymore. They're chess moves, and this one felt like the opening move of something big. Adam Pearce wasn't yelling. He wasn't threatening fines. That he was calm, professional, almost cautious, because standing across from him wasn't just another talent, that it was a bae. Pearce hands him a contract and tells him straight up, the offer is better than before. That one line matters, better than before, which means negotiations already happened. Talks have already stalled, and WWE management clearly wants Ole locked down badly enough to improve the terms. When officials sweeten a deal, it tells you one thing. They see money, they see dominance, they see a future main event player. But Oba doesn't rush in. Ooh, excitement. In O signature, handshake. He simply says he needs time to think. That's confidence, because only someone who knows their worth asks for time. Most rookies jump at contracts. Stars negotiate, and Oba just showed which category he believes he belongs in. Pearce's reaction is interesting too. No pressure, no ultimatum. He tells him to take all the time he needs. That's respect. And when authority figures respect you in WWE, it usually means two things. 1. They want you happy. Point 2. They don't want you as an enemy. But here's where the mood changes. Oba walks out and the hallway suddenly gets colder because walking in is Rusev add an O words and O shouting just a stare. And sometimes in wrestling, silence hits harder than any promo. That let's break this down. Rusev isn't the type to randomly show up. He's calculated, he's territorial, he's a powerhouse who built his reputation by crushing anyone who steps in his path. SY place him directly in Oba's orbit. Simple, WWE is teasing a collision of monsters. Point to physically dominant athletes. Point to intimidating presences. Point to men who don't back down. This wasn't accidental blocking. This was visual storytelling. Contract offer, rising. Star immediate threat, it's almost symbolic. Sign this deal and you deal with him. Think about the psychology. Oba is trying to decide his future, and before he even signs anything, he's face to face with a proven wrecking ball. That's like the locker room sending a message. You want the spotlight, you go through us. Moments like this are how rivalries start organically, not with forced promos, not with random attacks, but with tension you can feel through the screen. And here's what makes this segment smart. From a booking perspective, if Oba signs, he immediately has a ready-made feud that if he delays, it creates mystery. That if he refuses, it creates rebellion. Every path leads to story. That's effective storytelling. Plus, putting Pearce in the middle adds stake because now it's not just two wrestlers fighting. It's management contracts and power dynamics that it feels real, like an actual sports negotiation, which makes the confrontation hit harder to, let's be honest. WWE has been leaning more into sports presentation lately, and this segment fits perfectly in O overacting and O's just tension. Sometimes a stare down does more than a 10-minute promo. So what could happen next? Scenario 1. Oba signs next week and Rusev interrupts. Instant rivalry. Scenario 2. Rusev attacks before the signing, trying to stop the deal. Scenario 3. They clash to prove who deserves the contract spotlight. Any version works because the foundation is already built. And that's why this backstage moment matters more than it looks at. It wasn't just paperwork. It was the start of a war. The question is simple. If Obi signs that contract, is he stepping into opportunity or stepping into Rusev's crosshairs? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into every story, stare down. And this is Wrestling News WWE, and we'll catch you the next.